Hey everyone, thanks for joining me for today's 20-minute beginner Pilates mat workout. I'd really appreciate it if you'd pause this video to like it and subscribe to my channel. Start seated on your mat or, like I'm doing, lower with control from a standing position. It's optional to have a 3-pound weighted pole or some light hand weights nearby. Bend your knees and place your feet on the mat. Holding on to your shins or your thighs, pull yourself into an upright, lifted position. Inhale, then exhale, curl down and back until your arms straighten. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, curl down and back. If you hold the back of your thighs, you'll get to curl down a little bit lower, but do this carefully, testing out your core strength. This time, roll all the way down to the mat with control. Inhale, float the arms up to the ceiling for puppet arms, alternating lifting one hand higher to the sky than the other, then plopping the arm down, integrating the arm into the shoulder socket. Palms face each other. Turn your palms to face your legs and paddle the arms, one reaching down to the hip as the other one reaches overhead. Maintain core stability, preventing the ribs from flaring apart, pressing your abdominal muscles down to the spine, even as the one arm reaches overhead. Raise the arms to the sky for head roll up. Inhale to prepare, then exhale, lift the head and chest, lowering your hands towards your hips. Inhale, return to the mat. Exhale, rise up. Inhale, lower down. Avoid tucking your tail as you lift your head and chest. Lower your hands down to the mat next to your hips for pelvic lift. Sequentially tuck, peel, and lift the hips up into a bridge position on an inhale. Then exhale, soften behind the heart and roll the body down bone by bone. Continue. Roll the hips down, then drop your knees to the right, head to the left to stretch. Switch to the other side. Hug your knees into your chest and rock side to side to massage out your low back before we do our next exercise. Lower your feet to the mat for the 100. Raise your arms overhead. Take an inhale to prepare, then exhale, lift your head and chest, reaching your hands to your hips. Because this is the beginner version, we're keeping our feet on the mat for the first half. Inhale, beating the arms up and down on a 5 count. Exhale for 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue, and if you'd like a challenge, bring your right leg up into a tabletop position. Inhaling for 5 and exhaling for 5. You can lower your head to the mat if it bothers your neck. Switch legs. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and lower down. Use your hand on the back of your legs to roll yourself all the way up to a seated position. You may grab the weighted pole or hand weights for this next half roll back. This is a prep for an exercise called the roll up. Arms reach out in front of you. Dive your head in between your arms as you stretch forward over your legs. Then roll halfway down the spine, curling backwards, softening the shoulders away from your ears. Continue to challenge your abs as you roll down as far as you can without plopping to the ground. The weight in your hands will help you. You can also flex your feet, pulling your toes to your nose to help stabilize you and help you lift back up each time. This time, roll all the way down to the mat with slow control. Reverse crunches. Raise your legs to the ceiling and place one ankle in front of the other. Then curl your buns up off the mat, pressing into your hands, trying not to swing your legs over your head, but straight up to the sky as best you can, then lowering the hips down each time. Switch your ankles and do another set of 8 repetitions. Hug your knees in toward your abdomen and rock side to side and massage out your low back. Lengthen your left leg down on the mat and stretch your right leg overhead to stretch out the hamstring before we do single leg circles. You can roll your ankle around, point and flex it, and give yourself a good stretch. Then place your hands down on the floor, cross the midline with that top leg, and circle it down, around, and up. Press your low abs towards the spine to protect your pelvis from wobbling side to side as you circle this leg. First direction at the top, inhaling and exhaling. Keep your left foot flexed to anchor that left leg to the floor. At the top, pull that leg towards you to give yourself another hamstring stretch before we switch sides. Lower your right leg to the mat and lift the left one for a hamstring stretch. Place your hands on the mat, pointed toe to the sky, circle down, around, and up, keeping the right side of your body really stable by flexing your right foot. Inhaling as you cross the midline, exhaling as you lift the leg. Reverse direction. Stretch your hamstring. Rock up to a seated position. Now we're going to do a prep for an exercise called rolling like a ball. Hold on to your shins or your thighs as you balance behind your sit bones, staying in the shape of a ball without falling backwards. Breathing in and out, relaxing the head, neck, and shoulders. We're going to lower to the mat and transition into the ab series. Holding on to your right bent leg, straighten out the left one and roll down with control. Right hand is on your ankle, left hand is on your knee. Curl your head up if you can, and then switch the legs, lengthening the right leg, bending the left knee, inhaling and exhaling. If it bothers your neck, just keep your head down on the mat. Hug your knees in towards you and lower your head to rest for a moment. Double leg stretch. Keeping hold of your legs, curl your head and chest up. Extend your arms and legs to the ceiling, and then circle the arms around and hug your knees back in. You can kick out as low as you want to over the floor depending on your core strength. Because we're doing a beginner version, I'm kicking my legs up high. Lower your head to relax your neck before we go into the scissors. Curl the head and chest up, lengthen your right leg to the ceiling, left leg down towards the floor, pulling on that right leg with the hands, then switch the legs, lifting the left and giving yourself a gentle pull as you lower the right. Continue to alternate. You can also do this with bent knees as a modification for low back issues or tight hamstrings. Hug your knees in and rest the head down. Turn your head side to side to loosen up your neck. Instead of double leg lowers, today for the beginner version, we're doing alternating toe taps. Hands behind your head, curl the head and chest up. Bring your legs into a tabletop position and tap your right foot towards the mat without bending your knee any deeper than a 90-degree angle. Lift it up and lower the left one. Continue alternating the legs as you maintain pelvic stability by pressing your abdominal muscles towards the floor. Lower down and hug your knees in to stretch your low back. Place your hands behind your head for crisscross. Curl your head and chest up and rotate your spine to the right as you bring your right leg into a tabletop position. Set the foot back down, lower the head, and then twist to the other side, bringing the left leg up. This is our beginner version, so go slow and take your time with it. Rotating the spine, reaching your armpit towards your knee rather than your elbow towards your knee. Try to relax your head in your hands and keep your elbows wide apart. Lower down and drop your knees to the right, head to the left to stretch. Switch to the other side. Rock up to sitting for spine stretch. Sit tall with legs as wide as your mat, feet are flexed, arms reaching out at chest height. Inhale, then exhale, tip your chin in between your arms, rolling forward over your legs, drawing your abdominals back towards your spine. And inhale, growing tall. Exhale, dive forward over your legs, sliding your arms along an imaginary table. Then inhale, lifting the spine tall, bone by bone. Grow tall through the spine, then close your legs and roll down all the way to the mat with slow control, no plopping. For our beginner version of corkscrew, raise your legs to the sky, squeeze them tight together, toes pointed. Circle the legs down, around, and up, then reverse direction at the top, drawing the shape of a teardrop. In this beginner version, the hips remain stable on the floor. hug your knees in and rock side to side to give your low back a massage. Rock up to a seated position for the saw. Sitting tall, legs as wide as your mat and straight, feet are flexed. Arms reach out to the sides like a T. Rotate to the right and reach your left hand toward your right pinky toe, 3 times leaning forward, then roll back up to tall position and go to the other side, reaching your right hand toward your left pinky toe. Inhaling to grow tall, exhale to dive forward. Turn to face the long edge of your mat for mermaid. Knees are bent and stacked. To modify for tight hips, spread the knees apart slightly. Inhale, the arms reach apart. Lean over onto your arm away from where your feet are placed, then rise back up and bend towards your feet. Reach the arms apart, gently land on that forearm, stretching out. Push off the forearm, rise up, and bend towards your feet. One more time with the legs on this side. Move your feet to the other side of your hips, and we'll do this again. Arms reach apart, growing tall. Gently come down onto your forearm and stretch out over. Push off of the arm, rise up, and bend towards your feet. Do 2 more repetitions with slow control. Lie face down for swan. Legs as wide as your mat since this is the beginner version. Pressing into your hands that are by the front corners of your mat and rise up into a swan position. Exhale, lower down. Make sure you don't have any creases in the back of your neck as you lift. Take your abdominal muscles with you and push your pubic bone into the floor to protect your low back. Inhale to come up, exhale to lower down each time. Close the legs and rise up onto your forearms, clasping your hands together, shoulders away from the ears, abs lifted. Kick your right foot towards your bottom 2 times, then switch legs. Toes pointed, kick, kick, and switch, kick, kick, and switch. One more like this, and then switch, point, flex the right foot, lower down, point, flex the left foot, lower down. One more set. Lower down, landing the left side of your face on the mat, hands behind your back, clasping just your index fingers together. Kick your heels to your bottom 3 times. Then as the legs stretch out, extend the arms, raise the head and chest, and lower down to the opposite side of your face. Kick, 2, 3, inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Kick, 2, 3, inhale, reach back, exhale, lower down. One more time. Push back into a child's pose with your knees wide apart and stretch. Come to hands and knees for thread the needle. Place the palm of your right hand face up. Rotate to the right, reaching that arm to the ceiling, and then down and underneath your left arm, resting your head. Inhale as you rise up and reach to the sky. Exhale as you lower down and rest for a second. One more time. Inhale, twist and reach to the ceiling. Exhale, return to the mat. Come up to all fours and switch sides. Left arm reaches to the ceiling and then underneath your right arm and rest the head and the right elbow. Then twist and reach up to the sky, looking up at that hand, and then down onto your left shoulder, reaching underneath. One more time, lifting up and resting down. Come to a seated position, either on your heels like I'm doing or sitting on the floor. Finish with 3 big breaths. Arms reach out to the side and overhead on an inhale, and exhale them down. 2 more. Feel the spine growing tall as you inhale, reach up, and exhale to lower. Last one. Big inhale, rise up. Keep your spine tall and lifted as you finish lowering your arms. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.